Hast du 68? Das ist dann richtig. Kein Problem. Oh, everywhere at Schule ist. I won't need the book. Maybe.
You learned it?
No. I'm too old for it. But I wrote it.
Okay.
Silakan para Yesus. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 29, verse 68, which is on the board. Now. First I read word-to-word translation. Sarve, all. Krama Anurodhena, in order of chronology. Manasi, in the mind. Indriya, by the senses. Gochara, experienced. Ayanti, come. Bahusha, in many ways. Yanti, go away. Sarve, all. Samanasa, with a mind. Jana, living entities. Sarve kramanurodhena. Sarve kramanurodhena. Manasindriya gojara. Manasindriya gojara. Ayanti bahujo yanti. Ayanti bahujo yanti. Sarve samanos. Sarve samana sojana. Sarve samana sojana. Please sit.
Sarve kramanurodhena.
Sarve kramanurodhena.
Manasindriya gochara.
Manasindriya gochara.
Ayanti bahusho yanti.
Ayanti bahusho yanti.
Sarve manasajana.
Sarve samana sojana. Dino?
Sarve kramanurodhena.
Sarve kramanurodhena.
Manasindriya gochara.
Manasindriya gojara.
Ayanti bahusho yanti.
Ayanti bahusho yanti.
Sarve samana sojana.
Sarve samana sojana.
Sarve kramanurodhena
Sarve kramanurodhena
Manasindriya gochara
Manasindriya gojara
Hayanti bahusho yanti
Hayanti bahusho yanti
Sarve samana sojana
Sarve samana sojana
Sarve kramanurodhena
Sarve kramanurodhena
Manasindriya gochara
Manasindriya gojara
Hayanti bahusho yanti
Hayanti bahusho yanti
Sarve samana sojana
Sarve samana sojana. You want also to read?
You want to read?
She speaks English, eh? German also? No. Okay. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The mind of the living entity continues to exist in various gross bodies, and according to one's desires for sense gratification, the mind records different thoughts in the mind. These appear together in different combinations. Therefore, these images sometimes appear as things never seen or never heard before. But the activities of the living entity in the body of a dog may be experienced in the mind of a different body. Therefore, those activities appear never to have been heard or seen. The mind continues, although the body changes. Even in this lifespan, we can sometimes experience dreams of our childhood. Although such incidents now appear strange, it is to be understood that they are recorded in the mind. Because of this, they become visible in dreams. The transmigration of the soul is caused by the subtle body, which is the storehouse of all kinds of material desires. Unless one is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness, material desires will come and go. That is the nature of the mind, thinking, feeling and willing. As long as the mind is not engaged in meditation on the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, the mind will desire so many material enjoyments. Sensory images are recorded in the mind in chronological order, and they become manifest one after another. Therefore, the living entity has to accept one body after another. The mind plans material enjoyment, and the gross body serves as the instrument to realize such desires and plans. The mind is the platform on to which all desires come and go. Srila Vrindavan Chandra Dasa therefore sings, Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Kariya Aikya Arana Kariya Mani Asha. Narottam Das Thakur advises everyone to stick to the principle of carrying out the orders of the spiritual master. One should not desire anything else. If the regulative principles ordered by the spiritual master are followed rigidly, the mind will gradually be trained to desire nothing but the service of Krishna. Such training is the perfection of life. I read again the verse. The mind of the living entity continues to exist in various gross bodies, and according to one's desires for sense gratification, the mind records different thoughts. in the mind disappear together in different combinations. Therefore, these images sometimes appear as things never seen or never heard before. Om Jnanati Mirandasya Jnananjala Shalakaya Jakshurunmiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Zagrachatam Zagana Raghunatam Tam Tam Sachivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Varichana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitanscha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vrashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prajarine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vasatyadi Shatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I would like to request the blessings of the senior Vaishnavas and all the devotees gathered here before I begin. Vancha kalpadrubhyascha kripa sindhubhavacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. From the 6th verse, Narada talks about the subtle body, about the activities of the mind, about dreaming and other fantasies, and that the mind is the cause of what kind of body the living being gets. In today's verse, the desires for sense gratification are mentioned. I would like to dedicate the class mainly to these desires. We know that Krishna fulfills all desires, and therefore it's very, very important that we control our desires. And as we all know, Krishna is Bhagavan, means he possesses 6 opulences in full, which are, please repeat, the 6 opulences.
All knowledge, all fame, all wealth, all renunciation, all beauty, and
Almighty?
all strength.
Yeah. Okay? And because of these opulences, he is Krishna, which means he is all attractive. For pure devotees, of course, this is not a problem. For them it's clear that Krishna is a supreme enjoyer and we are his servants. For most of us, however, it looks a little different. We would like to enjoy ourselves, at least a little. This would work best if we also possessed these opulences. Some would like to be beautiful from the bottom of their hearts. There is a huge industry that promises to bring us closer to this goal with its products and earns billions with these promises. Others would like to have more money and think they would be happier. Then you could finally buy what others have. Still others feel more attracted to power and influence. Here too, there is hardly any upper limit. For those who want to impress with strength, there are countless sports and gyms that are springing up like mushrooms. If intelligence wasn't so limited, you could become a Nobel Prize winner, or even renunciation would attract the attention of some people. And there are even creatures in the human body that not only long for one of these qualities, but would prefer to have several of them. It is hoped that these qualities will guarantee us love, appreciation, recognition, or whatever else we desire. The mind is the seat of thinking, feeling, and willing. It takes note of these desires, and the more insistent or frequent they are, the more it urges us to take action in this direction. However, as we know and have certainly already experienced, this is not the solution to the problem. On the contrary, we become more and more entangled. Whenever a wish is fulfilled, the next pops up. This is how it works. Narottam Das Thakur gives us the solution in Gurvastakam. We sang it just a few minutes before. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Aikya Arna Kariyo Mane Aja. He advises everyone should stick to the principle of carrying out the orders of the spiritual master. One should not desire anything else. One should not desire anything else. Yes, of course, this only applies to material wishes. The more spiritual desires we cultivate, the better. The spiritual master teaches us how to do this. We should not desire anything else. What do you think? What the spiritual master teaches us? What he wants from us?
To always think of Krishna.
Yes, this is most important. And how we do this?
Right before devotional service and please the spiritual master.
Yes.
Chanting the holy name.
Yes. And some other very important. Huh?
Einhaltung der Shastras.
Yes. Then I missed something.
Sadhana.
Do your sadhana.
Sadhana, she said.
Yeah, this is also important, of course. What's about the four regulative principles?
Follow the four regulative.
Yes. If we adhere to the four regulative principles, the two lower modes of appearance lose more and more of their influence. Thus the desires also change and become more and more virtuous. Instead of getting drunk in a bar, we drink filtered water that was first offered to Krishna. Or instead of constantly wanting to enjoy the opposite sex, we prepare ourselves for a relationship with a higher with higher ideals. Instead of running after money, we are content with what we already have. And instead of trying to regain our youth with cosmetic surgery, we accept the passing of time and try to radiate beauty that comes from the heart, and so on. We promise him that we will chant 16 rounds daily. In doing so, we ask the divine couple to engage us in loving service. If we chant with this attitude for 2 hours a day, the heart becomes purer and purer, and the desires to please Krishna become stronger. And then, she said it already, the principle of always thinking of Krishna and never forgetting him prevails more and more. Now, if we follow this process, the 2 lower modes become weaker and weaker, and we are more and more in mode of sattva, means in English,
Goodness.
in mode of goodness. And our mind and all our desires are also more and more in goodness. And this is a platform where we can go further and further. Krishna explains this in Bhagavad Gita many, many times. The whole process is to bring us first in the mode of goodness, and from there we are also ready to accept more and more higher things, that means spiritual things. We are interested in spiritual talks, become more and more spiritual desires, and so the whole heart will be transformed. In Bhagavad Gita 1865, Krishna says, who knows it in Sanskrit?
Savadana?
No,
That's it.
always think of me. Man mana.
Manmana bhava mat bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mamim vai prapadyante mayamitam tarantite. No, the second part.
This is the first one with man mana bhava mat bhakto. This is earlier. I read it in English. Always think of me. You understand actually?
Denke immer mich, werde immer
Ja.
Leute.
Wow, become my devotee. Worship me and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. This is our goal. You know, we want him as our dear friend, and we want that we are his friend. Therefore, we are here to learn how to do this, how we listen to classes, how we go to the temple, or why we do all this sadhana. Because everybody needs a very close friend, and Krishna is the best of all of them. And if we do this, all our desires will be fulfilled. Now I would like to mention a few examples from the scriptures which prove that Krishna fulfills all desires. They just have to be strong enough. In Goloka, Sudama passionately desired Tulsi's association. He became lusty while gazing upon her, but he couldn't approach her out of fear of Radhika. Radha noticed it and cursed him. So he had to take birth in a family of demons on earth. This is how the desire was fulfilled. Huh? He became a demon on earth. But that's not the end of the story. His name was... Yes. At Pushkar, he received a mantra from a saint. While reciting this mantra, as well as the holy name of Krishna, Sankachura also received the benediction of Brahma. Because Tulsi was also cursed, she too had to take birth on earth. And Brahma helped him to find Tulsi, and the two fell in love. It's very interesting. First, these are examples from the spiritual world. They have desires, and Krishna could not fulfill these desires in Goloka Vrindavan. That means he had to go to another place. But the principle is same. They had deep desires, and Krishna fulfilled them. And actually, she also had a very strong desires. But it was a little bit different. She wanted to have Krishna as her husband. Of course, this was also not possible in Goloka Vrindavan because Radharani is already there. And she also got cursed and had to take birth on this planet. But now it's very difficult. She wants Krishna's husband, he wants her as husband, as his wife. How can Krishna fulfill both of them? It's for us, it's actually impossible. But he couldn't do it. Can you tell how she got Krishna as or Vishnu in this example as her husband? It's very crooked, you know.
Sankachura had this benediction that he will be protected from all harm.
Actually, you should take a mic. It's already there.
Sankachura had this benediction that he would be protected from all harm because of the chastity of Tulasi. Because she was so chaste and her chastity would protect him. So some time passed and then Shankachura went for a war against the demigods. And he was so powerful because he was also doing penances and austerities. He became very powerful. And it was very difficult for the demigods to defeat him. And then, of course, they approached Brahma, etc. And then they also approached Vishnu. And then Lord Vishnu was pled that, please save us from this calamity. Then he said, okay, then I do something. Then Lord Vishnu took the form of Shankachura, disguised himself as Shankachura, and then he went and associated with Tulasi. So Tulasi, of course, she would not ever associate with any other man. Her chastity was so strong and she was married to Shankachura. And when she saw, let's say, Vishnu appearing as Shankachura, she was she felt strange. Oh, my husband is already back from the war. And then she associated with him, and then she felt like, oh, this time it's different. It's like I feel a different sense of love. And then she became doubtful. And then she questioned him that, you are certainly not my husband, who are you? And then the Lord had to reveal himself. And he showcased himself as Lord Vishnu. And Tulasi got so offended because she understood why this happened and the whole trick. And she got so offended, she cursed Vishnu that you are so hard-hearted that you behave like this with me and broke my chastity just for your personal interest. And you're so hard-hearted, like a stone, so may you become a stone. And Lord Vishnu then cursed her back, that she may become a plant. And therefore, she appeared as Tulasi Devi in the form of a plant, and Lord Vishnu appeared as Shalikram.
Yes.
And in the month of Kartik, on the last day of Kartik, we have Tulasi Shalikram Vivah, they get married. And so she had him as her husband.
And you are the right person to tell us this. You have Sheilas at home and you take care of Tulsi.
I have Tulasi also at home.
You have plantos?
Two.
Ah, yeah, you told me, yeah. Okay. Okay, this is one example. And we have to see it needs a saint who guides us. He gives us mantras. And austerity is very important. I don't know how many years Tulsi made her tapasya, and it was so crazy, so strong, thousands of years. Same with Sudama also, did so lot of tapasya. Then the next example is Dhruva. Dhruva wished for a kingdom greater than that of his father. Narad Muni, again, spiritual master, advised him to meditate on Krishna. Meditate means to think of Krishna in your mind. And gave him a 12-syllable mantra. We heard it. Which mantra is this? Yeah, you know everything. He underwent strict renunciation and followed the instructions of the spiritual master. And in the end, he received the pole star as his kingdom. Then next, the shadow Sita. You know who is shadow Sita? Nobody?
Shadow Sita.
Shadow Sita, yes.
When Ram kidnapped Sita.
Yes. You know, the real Sita could never be touched or kidnapped from Ravana. Therefore, Agni, Deva, the fire god, changed. He created a separate, a different Sita, and this is called shadow Sita. It was not the real Sita. And Ravana took this Sita to Lanka. And this we have to know to understand the next part. The shadow Sita asked Agni, I know, I have to clean. Then when shadow Sita came back, she had to prove that Ravana didn't touch her. If he would touch her or have some relation with her, of course she could never go back with Ramachandra to Ayodhya. It was not possible. And she had to prove that she is completely pure. That means she had to enter the fire, and if she survives it, this was a proof she was completely pure still. Otherwise she would burn. And she entered the fire, she survived. But she could not go back. Shadow Sita could not go back to Ayodhya because it was a shadow Sita. But it was a person. And now we understand also why she could pass the test, because she was made of Agni. Therefore the fire could not hurt her. But now the real Sita went back to Ayodhya with Ramachandra, and she was alone. She didn't have any husband anymore. And she asked Agni, what should I do now? Agni said, O goddess, go to Pushkar and perform austerities there. Jai Jagannath Paradi, Subhapade, Jai Shri Gaura, Jai. By doing so, you will attain an exalted destination. She wanted a husband. And after all these austerities, Jiva came before her and she made her request. And now, this is a very interesting point. She was so strongly wishing a husband that she said this wish 5 times to Shiva. I want a husband, I want a husband, I want a husband, I want a husband, I want a husband. And then, I think now you know already the next step.
She had 5 husbands.
She became Draupadi, again born out of the fire, because she was somehow the daughter of Agni, and as daughter of King Drupad, her name was Draupadi, and she became the wife of the 5 Pandavas. That means all our wishes becomes fulfilled if they are strong enough, if we have a spiritual master, if we do some austerities, and if it's connected with mantras. These wishes will be fulfilled, but perhaps only in the next life. This is possible. You see, Draupadi had to take another birth. Sudama, Vrindavan, but it also can happen in the same life. Drupad got it in the same life. And now, Prabhupada gave us everything. He gave us the mantras. He gave us the rules and regulations. Means, if we keep them, it is our austerity. And, of course, he is our spiritual master. And now it's up to us to make the right wishes. And with this I want to end this class. When I prepared these classes, I had in my mind who forms or makes our wishes. And I came to the conclusion, many wishes we have, material wishes, are from the advertisement everywhere. And you know, when you enter the train in the main station, there are on both sides on the stairs, Rolltreppe means?
Escalator.
Two very big advertisement. For what? You know, somebody knows it? It's always there, since years.
Sense gratification.
Yeah, no, but how? With what? Of course, sense gratification. But what do you need for sense gratification? It's an electronic device.
Mobile?
iPhone.
Yes, iPhone Pro, iPhone 15 Pro, it's called now. But it changes every year, of course. But it's always there. You cannot make it bigger. And who has not an iPhone or something else, something similar? Who? Nobody. It works. Yes?
I have iPhone 6.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
I didn't upgrade it for years.
But I speak from material desires, not you are a devotee and you need it for Krishna's seva, and I hope most of you. But you see how it works, and there are many other advertisements on the station. I do not mention all of them because you know what for what they are doing. But this is only to make us to make new desires in us, for holidays, for sex enjoyment. I don't know why everywhere are half-naked women on the station in the winter. Yeah, what they want to tell us? Hey, look, this is a very nice one, please enjoy. But to enjoy, you need this, and this. It's not so easy. That means you have to do tapasya to earn money, and with this money you can try to enjoy what you want. These are our gurus somehow, material gurus. And then the next step was, and I want to hear this from you also, what could we change in advertisements that we become Krishna conscious? Can you imagine on all these big placards? Placards? Or on all these magazines, in all these newspapers and everywhere, what could we advertise? We, from our Krishna conscious movement, can please bring me some examples? What could we do?
Books, also
Huh?
the Bhagavad Gita, like when you want to have something that solves all your problems, buy a Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, this would be very nice. Yeah. What else?
Chant Hare Krishna, be happy.
Yes, big letters. In Central Park there are 3 big advertisements for chocolate.
Yes.
3 different. Whenever I cross this, that would be nice something for Krishna. Maybe they could write also Krishna likes chocolate. Maybe, why not? But better than what they do now. Now it's linked, not Krishna. And what else we could do?
That image of man with the head of the cow and the cow with the head of the man.
Oh.
Yes, why not?
That's a serious one.
Instead of all, there are so many ugly monsters everywhere in pictures, but we don't know why. It's only to play with them. Sometimes in children's rooms there are so many toys. They look like monsters, and they like it. You can buy it everywhere. I don't know for what, but how can you play with a monster? I want more. Now Krishna now.
Idea for a Krishna conscious billboards. We can do this. Krishna embracing a devotee.
Yes, or we could these pictures you made or somebody else every day from our darshan. Can you imagine in the main station on this billboard, the man, all these states appear every day different. People would recognize it. Or how you paint your shield. Every day I look how you paint them. And there are so many things we could do. Some Christians do it actually. I know they make with a verse from the Bible. And why not? Why we do not do this also? We do not have enough money, I think. But can you imagine? If the whole city would be like that, everywhere, everybody would for sure become more and more in the mode of goodness, and the desires would change. Okay, now somebody has some questions? Or to add something? Yes?
Also, yeah, I was thinking about that actually also, and I get very ecstatic when I thought of a big placard of Sri Prabhupada or something like
Mhm.
that. And it is not forbidden, right? So we could actually spend Krishna's money in there. Or
It's not forbidden, no. Everybody can. Huh?
Like the last 2 summers for the Ratha Yatra, we actually did.
Yes,
We
it's
had
true,
the
yeah.
Festival of India.
Mhm. But you know, this is one point in 1 year, and the other ones are do it every day, you know, from all kinds of directions. I remember once I went to Mombasa, and it was 96, and then was Prabhupada's centennial, you know. And we came from the airport taxi, and in the middle, in main place, it was a big picture of Srila Prabhupada. I was so happy to see this. I didn't expect this, you know. Okay, someone wants to say something else? Yes?
About this shadow Sita,
Yes.
Chaya Sita, I heard a lecture of my Guru Maharaj where he was saying, he also said the name of the personality but I forgot. She has a whole history, and then she did penance to have the Lord as her husband, and then she got the opportunity to be shadow Sita, and then the whole episode, you know. And then when Sita Maharani had to give the fire test,
Mm-hmm.
that's when shadow Sita went in and the real Sita came out.
Yes, but she didn't die.
No.
As a shadow Sita didn't die. She didn't give the body up. Therefore, we had actually 2 after, you know. Yes. If everybody is satisfied, I can close the class. Thank you very much for attending. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
His Grace Vrindavan Chandra Dasa. Transcendental advertisement. That's the best.
We got this from Punjabi. This is only for Punjabi.
When we find this only there, we can
But you can take another microfiber one. You know, there is this cover on the staircase.
Yeah, but they are not
So take another one. This is not supposed to be for that. It's only for the altar. I don't know.
We don't use it anymore for the altar. There are many. And before it was exactly this.
We use this on the altar.
Yes. We use this for this.
Actually, we shouldn't use it. I don't know who got it out.
Yeah, it was like that all the time.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That you now when you change it, please don't get this.
I don't change it in general. This yesterday it
But you
fell
just
down.
got a new one, didn't you? This one is you just got it, no?
Yeah.
But you shouldn't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because this is for the altar, Jamuna. You cannot use it here
We
outside.
don't use it for the altar anymore. We use it like that.
How do I explain it to her?
She understood, but it doesn't go back to the altar.
What? But
Because
that's the thing, if you-
now it stays
No, we
here.
will wash it and put it back because if you keep bringing it, and then that's why it's so much mixed in. This is not supposed to be outside. Who asked you to get it outside?
We always use such a.
No, somebody did the wrong thing and then that's continuing. This is not supposed to be outside. This is supposed to be for the altar. You can take another cloth which we use to wipe surfaces because this is not the altar. You know. So you can take another microfiber cloth with which we wipe surfaces. Please use that. Because someone made a mistake doesn't mean we have to continue the mistake.
It's not someone who used it. I was also the thing that we used all the time was falling down there, and I can.
Yes. Yeah. So that.
That's clear. She understood.
Yes. And it was such a.
Yes, but someone made the mistake to use this there, but we don't use
And
this
she
there.
tells you that you should not make mistakes again and again.
Yeah.
But it happened since 2 years already. So.
No, I remember a couple of months it was a yellow microfiber cloth, and then someone put this there. Maybe then you were not around. But now when you change it, please don't use it. It's only for the altar.
Yeah,
But she will not be here anymore. That we can change it now.
Yeah.
When it's done.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking, but
Yeah.
she's saying no.
But then this one we cannot use it.
I will take care of it, you don't worry, but now you can put another cloth there. Not from the altar. The one which we used to wipe surfaces, the microfiber one, you can put that there.
This we cannot take out anymore. Maybe
Yeah.
we let, because we have to
There are a lot of things
open
in
so
there.
many screws, you know.
Yeah. But someday we should have to open it and take out a lot of things. There is one marker also inside.
Actually, here you can open, but you cannot reach it there. I think it went there down. Huh?
Yeah. When we clean the whole thing, then I guess.
Yes.
So on the other side you cannot open it.
Huh?
Ja, wir machen es nur da machen.
Ja, weil das ist wegen der Kabel oder wegen dem Blutstreifen. Man kann schon öffnen, aber dann muss man alle Schrauben nehmen.
Ja.
Gott, das ist nicht wert, oder?
Yeah.
So now when you get another one, get it from the staircase cupboard, not from the pujari room. The yellow microfiber or the green one, those we can use later.
And if you have some questions or whatever, you can also ask.